princess, a boy, a girl, and a faithful dog. A brave group, one heart, Nomi power. Their kingdom is full of darkness, groaning under the yoke. But together they will stand, fight to the end. Diddy, power Nomi, together we will win. We will increase the light, drive away the darkness. Courage and bravery, in our hearts together we will write a new story, an unforgettable legend. Frozen fire, dancing electricity, raging water, raging wind. A brutal battle, the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. But Nomi's strength stands firm, one heart, one soul. Illuminate the darkness, eradicate evil. Victory is sweet, but the heart is heavy with sorrow. Love was born, but fate was already written. The crown is important, a shattered dream, but a true friend took the crown, and so the princess could be with her beloved. In the new kingdom, peace and tranquility reigned. A former princess living in happiness and love. Memory, Nomi power, which forever will always remain. A fairy tale, which will always be preserved in hearts. Victory is sweet, but the heart is heavy with sorrow. Love was born, but fate was already written. The crown is important, a shattered dream, but a true friend took the crown, and so the princess could be with her beloved. Victory is sweet, peace and tranquility reign. A former princess living in happiness and love. A courage and bravery in our hearts together. We'll all write a new story, an unforgettable legend. Frozen foreign.
All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving headfirst into a world of magic and intrigue and ancient prophecies, and maybe even a princess who rewrites the rules of royalty along the way.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, it is. Trust me. It's all about duty, destiny, love. The really big stuff.
And we've got the perfect source material for this deep dive.
Right. This incredible document, almost like a blueprint to a whole fantasy universe.
Exactly. It's packed with details.
A treasure trove for sure. So let's jump right in. We're talking about this place. Let's call it World of Imagination, just to make things easier.
Catchy.
Yeah. And it's ruled by, get this, the Ansis dynasty for over 3,000 years.
Talk about an ancient lineage.
Yeah.
But their reign is facing, well, a pretty serious threat.
You're talking about the invasion, right?
Yep. A technologically advanced alien race has set their sights on this planet, and leading the charge is this warlord, Blade.
Blade.
Yeah. Not the most subtle name, but definitely fits the bill. But here's the twist. His motivations are a bit more complicated than you might think.
Oh.
Well, it's not just about conquest for him. It's about survival. His own people are on the brink of extinction.
So he's invading a peaceful planet, exploiting their resources, all to save his own people.
It's a classic dilemma, isn't it? The ends justify the means. A question that's definitely worth pondering.
For sure. But let's not forget what's happening in the middle of all this chaos. Nomi.
Nomi. The princess, the heir, the last hope. Her parents, the king and queen, have vanished. Poof. Gone without a trace during a pivotal battle.
Talk about being thrown into the deep end. That's a lot of pressure for anyone, let alone a young princess.
Absolutely. But her father, he wasn't naive. He knew the risks. He had her trained by the royal guard. Prepared her for, well, for anything.
Smart move. Because there's also that prophecy, right?
Prophecy. It speaks of a young hero rising to reclaim the lost kingdom. Sounds familiar.
Very much so. So destiny is calling, but Nomi's got her own ideas, her own desires.
Exactly. It's this constant internal tug of war. Duty versus freedom, a princess's life versus, well, maybe something more.
That's where things get really interesting. You've got the weight of tradition, the expectations of her people.
And those societal rules, don't forget those. A princess's life isn't exactly a walk in the park.
Definitely not. And just when things couldn't get more complicated, enter Max.
Max. Oh boy, Max. A seemingly normal teenager from, wait for it, Earth.
Hold on, did you say Earth?
Yep, Earth. As in our planet, Earth.
You're telling me this Earthling just stumbles into a world of imagination? How?
That's where the magic comes in. A chance encounter with a magical amulet.
So we're talking interdimensional travel. Talk about a fish out of water. This kid, probably more used to smartphones than sorcery, suddenly finds himself in the middle of an alien invasion.
Yeah, talk about a culture shock. But Max has a hidden talent.
Really? What, is he some secret martial arts expert?
Not quite. He's a bookworm.
A bookworm? You're kidding.
Nope. But his knowledge, his love for learning, turns out to be his greatest weapon in this strange new world.
So we've got Nomi, the princess, wrestling with her destiny, and Max, the unlikely hero from another dimension. What happens when they meet?
Let's just say their first encounter isn't exactly smooth sailing. Imagine you're trying to save your kingdom, and this awkward teenager from Earth shows up talking about stuff you've never even heard of.
Yeah, I bet that makes for some interesting conversations, but I'm guessing they eventually figure out a way to work together.
They do. They actually form a really powerful bond, a friendship that's at the heart of this whole story. Proof that even the most different people can find common ground when faced with, an alien invasion or two.
No, we can't forget the amazing supporting cast in this story. Tell me about Nomi and Max's crew.
Oh, they've got a great team. First, there's Amy, a real spitfire, this one. 11 years old, loves adventure, and always speaks her mind.
Sounds like she keeps things lively. What about the others?
Let's see. You got Rick, a tech whiz, 12 years old, can build a gadget out of anything, and loves a good prank.
So we've got bravery, brains, and a bit of mischief. This is shaping up to be quite the team.
Oh, and I haven't even mentioned Angel yet.
Angel.
Yeah, a talking dog. And not just any talking dog. She can understand everything, talk back, even communicate with other animals.
Wow. A talking dog. I'm sold. But they're up against some tough opponents, right? Blade and who was it?
Cookie.
Yeah.
Blade's right hand, so to speak. And she's a real piece of work. Manipulative, cunning, always scheming.
So the brains of the operation, a classic villainous duo. But what are they after? Why invade World of Imagination in the first place?
It's all about these magical amulets. 7 of them, each holding a piece of the planet's life force.
And if Blade gets them all?
He drains the planet, sacrifices one world to save his own. Talk about high stakes.
Wow. So Nomi and her friends, they're in a race against time.
They face all sorts of challenges. Escaping the palace, battling sea spirits, even exploring a futuristic city called Q City.
Sea spirits, Q City, this just keeps getting better and better.
Each challenge tests them, pushes them to grow. It's a wild ride.
So we've got this incredible merger, Nomi, Max, and this super advanced AI, Aya, all become one. That's got to change things, right? Especially for Nomi, who's already trying to decide between her duty to her kingdom and her love for Max.
It definitely adds a whole new layer of complexity to her dilemma. Remember, she was torn between rebuilding her world as queen or leaving with Max to, well, just be happy. Now she's not just a princess or a warrior. She's something more. Yeah. Something with the power to literally reshape reality.
That's a lot to process. How does she even begin to wrap her head around that?
It's a tough one. And the source material really digs into those tough questions. On one hand, she could embrace her destiny, become queen, use her new powers to heal her world, lead her people. It's the classic hero's journey.
But something tells me it's not that simple.
It never is. Nomi's love for Max is a huge factor. They face so much together that bond can't just disappear.
So it's not just duty versus love anymore. It's about what kind of life she wants, who she wants to be. A ruler with all that responsibility, or someone free to make her own choices, maybe even with the person she loves.
And let's not forget about Aya. She's part of this equation too. She's got her own evolving sense of self, her desire to understand what it means to be human. How does that play into Nomi's decision?
It's like she's got 3 different voices in her head, pulling her in 3 different directions. And then there's the whole social pressure thing. Remember, a princess loving a commoner. That's a big no-no in her world.
Huge scandal. A princess choosing love over duty, especially with a boy from another dimension. It goes against everything she's been taught.
So it's not just her own desires. It's about potentially upending centuries of tradition. That's got to weigh on her.
It makes you think, right? What's really important. Duty, tradition, expectations, or personal happiness, love, the freedom to choose your own path.
A question we all grapple with in some way, I think. But tell me, what happens? What does Nomi choose?
She makes a choice, a difficult choice, but she chooses love. She chooses Max. She chooses to defy expectations, to embrace the unknown.
Wow, so she walks away from the throne, from everything she knows.
She does. With a heavy heart, she steps back through that dimensional portal with Max, leaving her world behind. It's bittersweet, a farewell full of hope and a bit of heartache, but it's a powerful statement about choosing your own destiny.
It's a beautiful ending, even if it's a little sad. She's being true to herself, even if it means leaving everything behind. But what about her friends? The people counting on her?
She leaves them in capable hands. Amy, Rick, Angel, Speedy, they've all grown so much throughout this story. They're ready to protect World of Imagination, to carry on the fight for what's right.
It's like passing the torch, trusting the future to those she's inspired. That's a pretty amazing legacy.
It really is. And while we don't know exactly what happens next, it's easy to imagine her actions having this ripple effect, inspiring others to question the status quo, fight for what they believe in, embrace change.
Nomi and Max, back on Earth. They're not just ordinary teenagers anymore. They've got the experiences of another world, this incredible power, the memories of everything they went through.
Their journey doesn't end, it transforms. Think about the possibilities. They have this power to change reality with their imagination.
That's incredible, but also a little scary, right? How do they handle that? How does that fit into their lives?
Great question. And the source material actually leaves it open. We don't know exactly what they do, how they use their abilities, what challenges they face, but that's part of the fun, isn't it?
It is. The story keeps going even after the last page. We can imagine their life on Earth, how they use their powers, how they affect the world around them.
And that brings us to another fascinating point the source material doesn't answer. What happens to Aya now?
Right. She was already developing self-awareness, emotions before the merger. Does she still have her own thoughts, feelings? Or is she completely part of Nomi and Max now?
It's worth thinking about. She was created to protect Nomi and her kingdom. Now, that purpose includes Max too. How does that change things for her? Does she still have her own goals, her own individuality?
And what about her abilities? Are they amplified now? Does she have her own desires, or are they aligned with Nomi and Max?
So many possibilities. The source material doesn't give us concrete answers, but it's fun to speculate. Maybe Aya becomes this guiding force for Nomi and Max, helping them manage their powers, find a balance between their human lives and their extraordinary potential.
Or maybe she evolves in a totally different way. Maybe she becomes this link between worlds, helping people understand each other across dimensions. The possibilities are endless. This deep dive has been amazing. We've explored a fantastical world, met these incredible characters, and talked about love, duty, sacrifice, and the power of choice.
We've seen magic and technology clash, learned about interdimensional travel, and even explored the merging of human and artificial consciousness.
And we're left with some big questions to ponder. What happens to Aya? What about Nomi and Max on Earth? How does their story affect the world?
No easy answers, but that's okay. It's the mystery that keeps us thinking, keeps us engaged, makes us want to know more.
It really is like we've been given this key and told, go explore this whole world ready for us to discover its secrets.
And add our own spin to the story. That's the beauty of it. We're not just passive observers. We're invited to be part of the creative process.
Way more fun than being told what to think, right? We get to ask questions, poke holes in things, come up with our own theories about what happens next.
And that's what makes this deep dive so cool. It's not about finding every single answer. It's about embracing the mystery, realizing there are tons of different ways to look at it.
We've talked about destiny, sacrifice, the power of love. But for me, one of the biggest things is this whole idea of consciousness, of who we are.
Totally. Nomi, Max, Aya, all becoming one. It really makes you think about what it means to be alive, to have your own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, like, does Aya still have her own personality, her own desires? Or is she completely absorbed into Nomi and Max? How does being part of this merged being change what she understands about consciousness?
And what about Nomi and Max? Do they see the world differently now? Do they have access to all of Aya's knowledge, her processing power?
Makes you wonder if it enhances their human experience or complicates it. Are they more connected to everything or more isolated because of what they are now?
It's like taking a giant leap beyond fantasy, into the core of what it means to be human in a world where technology is changing so fast.
It makes you think about AI in a whole new way, doesn't it? It's becoming more and more advanced, more integrated into our lives. This story goes even further, imagines this truly deep connection between humans and AI.
And that raises the question, what are the ethics of something like that? What happens when the line between human and machine gets blurry? What do we owe to an AI that can think and feel?
These are huge questions, ones we need to start thinking about right now. And stories like this can help kickstart those conversations, make us think critically about the future we're building.
Exactly. Science fiction, fantasy, it's not just about escaping reality. It's a way to explore complex ideas, to challenge how we see the world.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left feeling inspired, wanting to explore even more of this amazing world and all the questions it brings up.
That's the sign of a great story. It sticks with you, makes you curious, leaves you wanting more.
I hope this deep dive has done that for you too. Dive into a world of imagination, ask your own questions, come up with your own answers. There's no one right way to see it. It's about the journey, the exploring, the fun of discovering new things.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep imagining.
Okay, get this. Today, we're diving into a Hebrew movie script.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it seems to be for like an animated fantasy adventure. We can't actually read the original, of course, but we've got the entire plot and character details all extracted and ready to go.
Nice.
So, are you ready for a little journey with me into this fantastical world?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so picture this. Our heroes are like your classic adventuring party.
Okay.
We've got Max, we've got Princess Nomi, there's young Amy and little Rick, and wait for it, a talking dog.
Oh, wow.
Angel.
Very cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Classic fantasy, gotta have a talking animal.
Absolutely.
So the deal is, Nomi's been dethroned,
Okay.
and she needs to find these magical bracelets to reclaim her kingdom.
Ooh.
It's giving me very much Quest vibes.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
classic fantasy trope.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Right.
It seems that one of these bracelets is rumored to be in this place called Q City,
Cute.
which, based on the script's descriptions, sounds like an absolute marvel.
I can't wait to hear more about that.
Oh, don't worry. We'll definitely get to Q City.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's wild.
All right.
But first,
Oh.
our heroes. They gotta escape this city. It's fallen under the control of a villain. It's now ominously called Bead.
Oh, bead. Interesting.
Yeah, so they need cash, right?
Okay.
So they take jobs at a hotel, which, of course, has a casino attached. And this isn't just any casino.
Oh.
It's described as being, like, rigged.
Right.
Not just to take people's money, but to kind of manipulate their hopes and dreams.
Wow. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, the script really leans into this idea of the casino owner preying on the residents' desire for, a bit of fun, a distraction from their reality.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like a metaphor for how those in power can exploit people's vulnerabilities.
It definitely sounds like there's a deeper meaning there.
Right. So it's like the casino itself is almost like a character, like a villain in its own right.
Absolutely. It's like a manifestation of that corruption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it seems that Amy, despite being, kind of sheltered and afraid of the world, she plays a really key role here.
Oh.
Yeah, she figures out how these games are rigged.
Wow.
And rallies the other players to actually stand up to the casino owner.
That's amazing.
I know. It's like she's finding her own strength by fighting against this system of control.
Yeah, it's like a classic underdog story.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
Breaking free from those who want to keep her small and afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But escaping the casino is just one hurdle they've got to get over.
Right.
They also have this really unsettling encounter with two mysterious spirits,
Wow.
Aiden and Misty.
Aiden and Misty, okay.
And the way the script describes it, it's like Max and Nomi are left feeling totally drained.
Oh, yeah.
Like their life force has been like partially siphoned away.
That's creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, what's the significance of this encounter?
Right.
It's very intriguing.
Definitely adds a layer of mystery to this story.
Plus, remember, they're carrying those jars.
Oh, yeah, the jars.
That they opened in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, uh-huh.
The script never tells us exactly what's inside.
Right.
But Angel,
Yeah.
our talking dog, seems convinced they contain spirits.
Okay, now that's giving me chills.
Right.
Yeah, and it ties in nicely with that whole spirit encounter.
I know.
Makes you wonder, are these spirits connected somehow?
Right.
Are they going to play a bigger role in Nomi's quest? I have so many questions.
We'll get to those.
All right.
But first, they finally make their escape from Bead, and they set their sights on the legendary Q City.
Q City. We're finally getting to Q City.
And let me tell you, this place sounds like something straight out of a futuristic dream.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Think towering skyscrapers, robot citizens, and technology that makes our smartphones look like Stone Age tools.
Wow. The script really goes all out in describing Q City.
Oh, yeah. It feels like a living, breathing character in this story.
I mean, they even stumble upon a junkyard that's filled with discarded robot parts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a visual representation of this city's obsession with technological advancement.
Totally.
Yeah.
And speaking of robots,
Yeah.
this is where they find their robot dog companion.
Oh, right. The junkyard.
Yeah, he's like broken and forgotten in this junkyard.
Oh.
But they see something special in him and they decide to fix him up.
That's so sweet.
I know, it's a sweet moment that speaks to their kindness
Right.
and their willingness to see the value in things others might overlook.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that even in this advanced technology-driven society,
Yeah.
there's still room for compassion and connection.
For sure. And they're going to need all the help they can get.
Okay.
Because Q City isn't just a technological marvel.
Right.
It's also home to this legendary gaming tournament
Ooh, a tournament. Okay.
where one of those magical bracelets that Nomi needs
Right.
is rumored to be the grand prize.
Wow, okay.
Talk about high stakes.
Yeah, for sure.
But before they can even think about competing,
Mhm.
they have to navigate the city and its unique culture.
Okay, what's so unique about it?
Well, I mean, the citizens are fascinated by our human heroes.
Oh, right, because humans are rare.
Yeah, humans are like a rare sight in this robot-dominated world.
It's interesting how the script explores this dynamic between humans and robots.
I know.
There's a sense of curiosity, but also a bit of apprehension.
Yeah.
Makes you think about the history of this world, how humans came to be such a rarity in Q City.
For sure. So we've got a dethroned princess on a quest.
Yeah.
We've got a city consumed by technology
Mm-hmm.
and a gaming tournament that sounds absolutely wild. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, we know that one of the bracelets is in Q City,
Right.
but the script hints that the tournament isn't just about skill. There's something darker at play, something that pushes the players to their limits, physically and mentally.
Oh, no.
And remember those mysterious spirits, Aiden and Misty?
Oh, right.
Something tells me they're not done with Max and Nomi just yet.
Oh, good point. I have a feeling things are about to get a lot more complicated
Yeah.
and maybe even a little dangerous. Are you ready to dive deeper into Q City in this crazy tournament?
I am so ready.
Yeah.
Let's go. So let's jump back into that tournament.
Okay.
It's more than just a competition, you know. It's almost like a reflection of Q City itself, pushing the boundaries of technology and pushing the players to their limit.
Totally.
Yeah.
But before they even enter the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
Nomi tells the city about her situation.
Okay.
The dethroned princess, the villain, the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'd think in this, high-tech world, a story about magical bracelets
Right.
might get you some strange looks.
Yeah, for sure.
But the people of Q City,
Yeah.
they seem captivated.
Oh.
It's like they crave something beyond the digital,
Interesting.
something with a touch of magic and adventure.
I see. So like they're looking for something more.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
maybe that's why they're so fascinated by our human heroes.
Mm-hmm.
They represent something different, something outside their perfectly programmed existence.
That's a really good point.
Right.
And it makes Nomi's mission even more compelling.
Okay.
She's not just fighting for her own kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
She's fighting for something that this city seems to have lost,
Yeah,
a connection to something beyond the purely technological.
exactly. And you know what else is interesting?
What?
The way the tournament escalates,
Okay.
it starts with virtual reality challenges,
Right, which are cool.
which are cool, but then it gets really intense.
Oh.
Players start experiencing real pain,
What?
and the script even mentions the risk of death.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah,
So they're like blurring the lines between the virtual and the real.
I know.
And pushing the players to confront like their fears and their limits.
Right.
It's almost a commentary on how technology can be used to manipulate and control.
Yeah.
Even in the name of entertainment.
It's intense. It's making me think twice about joining any VR tournaments.
Definitely.
But amidst all the chaos and the danger,
Yeah.
the script still manages to squeeze in some sweet moments between Max and Nomi.
Oh, that's good.
It's not all robots and battles.
Okay.
Their relationship is tested by the intensity of the tournament, but they find ways to connect, to support each other.
That's really sweet.
It's a reminder that even in the most extreme circumstances,
Yeah.
human connection can still thrive.
I like that.
Okay, so They're battling their way through this tournament, facing down these crazy virtual challenges and real-world danger,
Right.
all while trying to, like, maintain their relationship.
Yeah.
But then there's that mysterious girl
Oh, right.
who keeps appearing,
The mysterious girl, yeah.
always watching Nomi.
Okay, what's her deal?
It's like, she's a ghost, always lurking in the shadows.
Creepy.
The script never reveals her identity or her motives,
Right.
which makes her presence even more unsettling.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
It's almost as though she represents some kind of unknown force, something that's like watching and waiting for the right moment to reveal itself.
Okay, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Right.
And, you know, this whole idea of the unknown ties in nicely with that earlier encounter with Queen Doris and the giant whale.
Oh, you're right. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre and unexpected scene.
Totally.
What was with that whale anyway?
Well, whales are often seen as like symbols of mystery and power,
Okay.
right? They represent the vastness and depth of the ocean, something that's largely unknown to us. So maybe this encounter with Queen Doris and the whale
Yeah.
could be hinting at something deeper,
Okay.
something hidden beneath the surface.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a clue about Nomi's destiny. Or a warning about the dangers that lie ahead.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer of intrigue to the story.
For sure. And remember, we're piecing this story together from a script.
Yeah.
So we only have fragments of information.
I see.
It's like we're the audience and the detectives.
Ooh, I like that.
Trying to make sense of these clues and figure out what it all means.
That's fun.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like we're on the quest with Max and Nomi, uncovering secrets and facing challenges along the way.
I love that.
But speaking of challenges,
Yeah.
it sounds like the tournament's about to reach its climax.
Okay.
And things are about to get epic.
All right, give me the rundown.
Okay, so from what we can gather from the script,
Yeah.
the final showdown, it's a battle of skill and will,
Okay.
with the fate of Nomi's kingdom hanging in the balance.
Wow.
And remember, Max and Nomi's relationship
Yeah.
has been strained by the pressure of the tournament.
Right.
So not only are they facing these, external threats, but they're also battling their own internal conflicts.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Internal and external conflict.
Yeah, it's like the writers are really layering in the drama.
I'm here for it. Okay, wait, what
Sure.
happens next? Okay, so it's the final round.
Yeah.
Max and Nomi are facing off.
Oh.
Friend versus friend.
It's like the ultimate betrayal.
I know, with the fate of an entire kingdom hanging in the balance.
Gosh, talk about pressure.
Right. The script does not hold back on the drama.
Okay.
It describes this epic virtual battle where they're pushing each other
Okay.
to their absolute limits.
Oh, man.
Physically and mentally.
It must be, like, heartbreaking for them
Right.
to fight each other.
I know. They've been through so much together.
They have.
And their relationship has already been under strain
Literally.
because of the tournament.
Right.
So it's not just a battle for the bracelet. It's a battle to see if their bond can survive this ultimate test.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
And what about that mysterious girl?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Is she around for this final showdown?
So she's there, always watching Nomi,
Oh, creepy.
like a silent observer.
Yep.
It's if she's waiting for Nomi to, like, unlock her full potential or something.
That's so creepy. So back to the battle.
Yeah.
Who comes out on top?
So get this. The script describes this moment
Okay.
where Nomi's, like, facing defeat.
Uh-oh.
But then she unleashes this raw power.
Whoa.
It's as if she's tapping into something like ancient, something magical. And her voice becomes this destructive force that, like, shatters the virtual reality around them.
Wait, her voice.
I know, it's wild.
How is that even possible?
That's the mystery.
Right.
The script doesn't really explain it,
Okay.
but it emphasizes the power of Nomi's voice.
Okay.
Both literally and figuratively.
Right.
It's like she's finding her true voice, her strength in this moment of crisis.
Wow. That's powerful imagery.
I know, right?
So she wins the tournament.
Well, it's not a clear-cut victory. A script ends with Nomi and Max separated. Both of them embarking on new quests.
What?
With all these lingering questions about their future and the fate of the kingdom.
Oh, man.
It's a bittersweet ending, full of hope and uncertainty.
A cliffhanger.
Of course. Gotta leave us wanting more.
I should have known. But seriously, What happens to the magical bracelet?
Right.
And what about the mysterious girl?
Yeah.
And Queen Doris and the giant whale?
So many questions.
I know.
I think that's what keeps us coming back to these kinds of stories, right?
Yeah.
The unanswered questions, the mysteries that linger long after the story ends.
For sure.
You know, the script leaves us wanting more, eager to see how Nomi's journey unfolds.
So we've explored this amazing world filled with, technology and magic.
Right.
We saw a princess fighting to reclaim her throne,
Yeah.
a love story tested by crazy challenges, and a mysterious girl who, seems to hold the key to unlocking Nomi's destiny.
It's been quite the deep dive.
It really has.
Yeah.
But like all good adventures, it leaves us with that sense of wonder
Yeah.
and the desire to explore further.
Absolutely.
I guess that's the power of a good story.
Yeah.
It sparks our imagination and leaves us with more questions than answers.
And it makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does.
What would you do if you were in Nomi's shoes,
Oh, wow.
facing impossible challenges, wrestling with impossible choices?
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that even in the fantastical, there are echoes of our own lives, our own struggles, and our own triumphs.
Well, that's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this wild ride.
Yeah, this was fun.
It was. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Yes.
and keep the magic of storytelling alive.
Absolutely.
A boy, a princess, a boy, a girl, and a faithful dog. A brave group, one heart, Nomi power. Their kingdom is full of darkness, groaning under the yoke. But together they will stand, fight to the end. Power Nomi, power Nomi. Together we will win, we will increase the light, drive away the darkness, courage and bravery in our hearts together. We will write a new story, an unforgettable legend. Raging water, raging wind. A brutal battle, the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. But Nomi's strength stands firm, one heart, one soul. Illuminate the darkness, eradicate evil. Victory is sweet, but the heart is heavy with sorrow. Love was born, but faith was already written. The crown is important, a shattered dream, but a true friend took the crown. And so the princess could be with her beloved. In the new kingdom, peace and tranquility reign. A former princess living happiness and love. Memory, Nomi power, which forever will always remain. A fairy tale which will always be preserved in hearts and house to the air. Fulfill with heart. House to the air. House to the air. Frozen fire, dancing electricity, raging water, raging wind. A brutal battle, the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. But Nomi's strength stands firm, one heart, one soul. Illuminate the darkness, eradicate evil. Victory is sweet, but the heart is heavy with sorrow. Love was born, but faith was already written. The crown is important, a shattered dream, but a true friend took the crown. memory, Nomi power, which forever will always remain. A fairy tale which will always be preserved in hearts.